80,000 refugees and migrants have already arrived in Europe by boat during the first 6 weeks of 2016.
Europe's migrant crisis is getting worse.
Migrant crisis spiraling out of control.
Human wave washing over Europe's
Hundreds
southern
of thousands of asylum seekers are risking
Hundreds of thousands of migrants have streamed into Europe, the largest influx there since the end of World War II.
We're still seeing that over 2,000 refugees and migrants are continuing to risk their lives to cross.
To me, it seemed like a distant reality that just wasn't set for us.
Their conflict has inflicted on our daily lives.
For me, it's just headlines. Before, it felt like something unrealistic portrayed in the media, but now I meet refugees at the bus stop, at school, and at the shops.
It's hard to picture what's happening.
The way the media portrays the current situation, it just makes it seem like every refugee is just a number.
Difficult to wrap your head around the idea that we're in the middle of the worst refugee crisis since World War II.
We're in the midst of a mega crisis. If you tell the story of 60 million people, everybody's just going to shut off.
It's hard to picture that many people, and we want to tell the story of just one refugee.
And this is where Ahmed comes in.
My name is Ahmed Qaisazini. I'm 22 years old.
He came to Norway from Afghanistan in 2009.
He sold eggs and food to survive. He tried to follow his mother's advice not to go down the narcotics road his father took.
He pushed me every time to sell it or to work for him, even though I was a little boy.
He lived with his two sisters and his parents.
In Afghanistan, he didn't receive any schooling other than from his local mosque. Here, he mainly studied religious subjects, but he also learned a tiny bit of science and social studies, and he learned to read and write. It was his uncle who financed the journey, and it was his uncle's contacts who drove him to Iran's border.
He started his journey traveling to Iran, where he didn't receive much food nor water, and was bitterly cold in the mountains between the borders.
We walked during at night many hours until we came in the place that they said that we should stay here for a while.
From Iran he went to Turkey and there on to Greece.
They just put us 23 person in a small boat.
The boat was tiny and only made for 2 people. That meant the boat was constantly on the verge of sinking.
We fell down several times, and some of them they had some life vest, and some of them didn't.
Some had life vests, but the ones with no money could not afford one. And even the ones today who drown in the Mediterranean are the ones without the life vests. He travelled by lorry from Athens to Italy. There were 13 people cramped into a tiny section of the lorry.
They made some place, in a small place, in the end of the lorry, very high place, that if there is any control, no one can see that.
There was a tiny section in their ceiling which gave them air, but even that wasn't enough.
We were not allowed to eat something, or we were not allowed to drink during these 48 hours. After I took a train to Spain, and from Spain, same to Germany.
carried on his journey through to Denmark and then Sweden, and then finally arriving in Norway. This took 52 days. When he arrived in Oslo, he met with civilian police. They took him to the immigration office. They spoke to him and got his details. The next day, a man brought him to the refugee center where he would spend the next 2 years.
During these 2 years, he went to school and learned Norwegian.
And I applied for, during these 2 years, I applied for a residence permit.
After 2 years, his application for a residence permit was rejected.
I got a reject on my case because they said to me that maybe they didn't believe that I'm from Afghanistan.
Through the Afghan embassy in Oslo, he was able to obtain an Afghan passport, and this is what allowed his application to be accepted. After 2.5 years of uncertainty, he was finally able to breathe a sigh of relief. What do you do on your job?
I just take care of those who are living here. It's more, I understand it's too much responsibility. It's social work, I love it, I like it. So give love, give, take care of someone. It's this is what I do, what we do here.
He loves working with people and he likes his current job. His ambitions for the future include further education within this field. Of course, everyone wants to return to their home country, but as the situation is now, he just doesn't see it as possible. He's even applied for his sister to come and join him in Norway.
After hearing him telling his story, I still cannot imagine what it must have been like.
We've heard Ahmed's story. Now what about everyone else's?
Everyone's story is unique.
But still, every story is just one of many million.
And every refugee is still just the number.